Every time she got me daddy. My little mama. Oh fuck! I gotta hop on to this. Is pause. But hey, man, welcome to the channel today. I'm about to check out Deku versus Asta. I remember a year ago I said I'm about to react to this after I catch up with Black Clover. Unfortunately, I did not because well, I was busy, and unfortunately, I forgot who I said I was gonna vote for because at the time I was watching both My Hero and what's the show called, Black Clover. And if I'm being honest, I'm only on like episode 20 for like Black Clover. And My Hero, I think I'm on like episode, is it 7 or is it 6? It's where Bakugo dies and then Shigaraki escapes. Like it was like that little final stand where Deku finally saw that All for One was corrupting and overtaking Shigaraki. I don't know. It was somewhere there. So who am I gonna say? Okay, who do I like more? I've technically seen more of My Hero, but that was because I hadn't heard of because and My Hero is one of the earlier animes that brought me back because around like the 2010s, 2013s, yada yada, this, that, the third, I stopped watching anime. Not because it's because I didn't think anime was a concept. It was the only anime I knew at the time was Bleach, One Piece, and Dragon. Oh no, Bleach, One Piece, Dragon Ball, and Naruto. That was it. There was nothing else I knew. And then Super came back. I was like, oh shit, Dragon Ball is back. Then after that, I was like, oh wait, there's a whole world of anime out there. And Bakugan. Bakugan is sort of, I think, I don't know which is my first between Bakugan or Dragon Ball, but it's one of the two. And then yeah, then I saw My Hero. People talking about it. No, it was RDC. RDC were talking about it on a back and forth, and I said, F it, let me watch it. And it was the whole thing with the Anime House, so I just said, F it, let me check out this My Hero, and that low key what kickstarted my journey through current to me still being able to watch anime to this day. And mostly it was during the pandemic, so shaky. But yeah, man. With that said, who am I voting for? I like Asta. I like Asta more than I don't like his buff form because apparently he gets that in future. But I feel like I like Asta more than I like Deku. I don't know. That's just me though. Uh, yeah, that's just it. So if anything, I say Asta is gonna win. If anything, Asta should win because golly, because if what's his name? Asta is being compared to the likes of the Naruto verse to Jujutsu Kaisen, then it's he should win without a doubt. But honestly, I don't know who I'm picking for this, so it goes either way for me. So yeah, with that said, let's see why let's see why Asta should win. Give every reason why Asta yada yada this that the third faster than light blah 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 scaling nullification. Would it nullify what are they called again? Abilities, powers. I forgot what their quirks. Would it nullify? It shouldn't actually. Whatever. Let's just.
Deku, My Hero Academia's super student, straight out of UA High.
Asta, the anti-magical ass kicker from Black Clover.
Though you may be born bereft of the
I'm
same
gonna
gifts
get a
as
lot
your
of
peers,
spoilers
there is
here.
nothing stopping you from achieving your dreams.
As long as you're a fictional character in a fantasy world.
both
as long
yeah.
as you've got your friends by your side, you'll pack a hell of a punch. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Just munch.
Izuku Midoriya wanted only one thing from life: to be a beacon of hope, just like his idol, the #1 ranked superhero in Japan, All Might.
Too bad he was born a freak with no powers. You heard right. This is like a reverse X-Men thing where 80% of the population gets red superpowers, or quirks as they're called, while the remaining fifth are stuck as basic bitches, or as his spiky-haired bully Bakugo called him, Deku.
That's a pun on the Japanese word dekunobu, meaning good for nothing.
Persevering despite his basic bitchedness, Midoriya got the chance to prove his quirkless heroic mettle against this giant sludge monster, much to the surprise of one particular almighty onlooker.
His body secretly decaying from a horrific injury, All Might needed to find the one who would inherit his all-powerful quirk.
And All Might didn't want just anybody. The hero world was filled with glory seekers in it for fame and money. All Might wanted someone whose body moved on its own to save someone.
He saw exactly that in young Midoriya, and gave him one of the most powerful quirks in the world, One for All.
That was the problem. Even after bulking up from lad to Chad, the recoil from even one punch would shatter all the bones in his arm. So he trained to be able to handle his gift at the superhero school of his dreams, UA High.
And that's when he decided to own the name used as a cudgel against him for so many years. Turns out, Deku can also be an abbreviation for Dekiru, someone who can do anything.
Exactly the opposite of Dekunobu. One for All allows Deku to release absolutely absurd amounts of strength from different parts of his body, with super moves named after US cities and states.
Deku still can't access all of his power safely though. Using 100% will quickly destroy his body, which is why he learned to distribute his strength evenly across his body, a technique known as full cowling. This lets him increase his speed and durability as well, making him more all-rounded, and shifting focus to his own interpretation of One For All inspired by his pal Ida, shoot style.
Where he pulls out a Glock
That's crazy. Wait, what?
and brains out.
It's kind of crazy. I like the whole running joke that it really took this man 3 seasons. Was it 3? 3 or 4 seasons to learn how to kick, because he had to learn how to, learn it his own way, yada yada. I'm yapping, whatever. Oh shit, Deku versus Asta is crazy.
Okay, not really, but in keeping with One For All's rabbit theme, he trades All
Wait, is Gojo in Jump Force? Oh, let me
Might's
check.
signature punches for kicks. My version's better. You ever seen Rabbit versus Gun? I have, and I know how it plays out.
Considering the much higher muscle mass of a human's legs, shoot style allowed Deku to output even more power while giving his arms a break. A break from a break.
And despite being a classic melee build, Deku can fight at range by punching powerful gusts of air, and even precisely aim them with specially designed gloves.
Deku
Oh shit, Gojo is in Jump Force. Is this him? Well, this looks like a mod though.
has an encyclopedic knowledge of quirks and is always analyzing their strengths and weaknesses mid-battle, even if he does sound a little weird.
Despite only barely getting accepted in the first place, Deku quickly became one of Class 1A's most dependable fighters. Because, yeah, somehow these students are constantly getting drafted into literal wars against murderous supervillains.
Midoriya's successes in battle against ruthless criminals like Stain, Muscular, and Overhaul came much to his old bully's chagrin. Where Bakugo was a child prodigy, he now found himself overshadowed by his hard-working rival.
Hold up. I don't think they're allowed to apply. I mean, even if they did have Eri as a factor, I don't think it's still enough to defeat Asta, actually. This is based off all the things I'm hearing from both sides. Manga, anime. Yes, I may be behind, but I've heard some crazy stuff from both sides, and I've seen a lot of clips, especially when I gotta do edits and ish. So I don't even think Eri is enough to help. Like for example, would you make a case that Deku could hang with Sasuke and Naruto? In fact, anybody in the Narutoverse. Okay, he could hang with some people in the Narutoverse, but I don't even think, me personally, I'm sure it applies to you too. Asta can beat. Asta could beat. If we're doing universe equalization, I can see Asta, or even beating Sasuke. I don't know about Naruto, but that's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that.
And the two would use their mutual respect and animosity to motivate each other to get stronger.
Classic frenemies. They're only solving their problems by pounding the living tar out of each other.
Luckily for him, Deku soon learned that living tar pounding wasn't the only thing he could do. Turns out, One For All did not originate with All Might. It had been passed down 8 times until it arrived at Deku, with each inheritance also carrying the previous user's natural quirk as well.
Like Black Whip, which lets him manifest crazy long and strong energy tendrils to tie enemies up and swing around the city, or shoot one out of his mouth.
Wait, what? He can't shoot? Oh, okay, that's some Spider.
Just like our girl Fruppy.
And Danger
Oh, yeah,
Sense,
that did
which gives him a
happen.
minor reactive precognition.
AKA, he's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Not even a reach. The mangaka is like the biggest Spidey fan ever.
He can also produce a smoke screen to mask his presence, float in midair, or store kinetic energy over time with Fa Jin.
I mean, look at the Miles,
Like that.
like Miles Morales side of things, but alright.
By storing up enough, he can even match All Might's max power without any
Wow,
recoil to
that's
boot.
one-
Strong enough to change the weather and create city block-sized tornadoes with a single punch.
And he's even stronger with his newest quirk, Gear Shift, which allows him to increase the speed of an object anytime he touches it. In conjunction with the power of All For One, he can use this to warp reality itself. Deku can go toe-to-toe with arch-villains like Shigaraki, who's fast enough to react to and catch laser beams with his bare hands.
But nothing could prepare him for All Might's archenemy, the shadowy leader of the League of Villains, All for One.
All Might only ever showed his young
I could have sworn Deku, what's his name? I don't know who said it, but they said Deku or All Might had said that Deku had surpassed All Might, and he reacted to light. Wouldn't be surprised. I've heard crazier stuff, okay? I've heard far crazier things from Black Clover, so, and I'm not even hating on Deku, I'm just stating what I heard.
pupil kindness and support. But that couldn't change the absolutely crushing pressure Deku felt at every moment.
Even classically trained dickhead Bakugo came to help his teammate out when he needed it. Like when they teamed up to share One for All and punch an island-sized hole in the clouds 24 miles high.
Just goes to show
I remember that movie. That movie went hard, but you know what? Whatever.
that even One for All isn't a one-man army. Deku's true
He needed Bakugo, and it's not canon.
strength comes from his teamwork between himself and his friends.
And with their help, Deku will surely become that beacon of hope he dreamt about as a child.
One hero for all mankind.
Okay. So far, I was not made aware that there are some light speed feats, but then again, you could make the case with the who's that guy again? The number one guy with the laser in his ish. I mean, that would be light, but oh my gosh, whatever, man. Let's not get into that. But yeah, let's just see why why does it sound like I'm hating on Deku though? I'm not even trying to hate on Deku. It's just the matchup is so weird. Like this isn't even a fair matchup. It's just now I know how it feels to like be the person who knows like both sides and both fighters. But I think I have been that person. Vegeta and Gogeta, and we all knew that Vegeta was gonna win, but alright. Whatever.
Magic! You know it, you love it, and in the world of Black Clover, it doesn't come from a box you bought at a tacky West Hollywood costume shop. Everyone's got it.
Mana is the source of all magic, a supernatural energy found in the air and in living beings. Except living beings whose names are Asta.
Not only was the young Asta an orphan abandoned by his mother at a church as a baby, he was born with a mutation that prevents him from having any mana to speak of. Well, neither do I, and you don't hear me crying about it.
Yes, you do, all of the time. But Asta had a dream. Despite his lack of magic, he and his best friend Yuno promised each other one of them would rise to the throne of the greatest military position in the land, the Wizard King. Wizard King? Really, guys? Sometimes they call it Magic Emperor, but we all know what they mean.
So he dedicated himself to getting swole as all hell.
Oh, Pirate King. Whatever.
In a world of nerds,
Let
he
it
would
be.
be its lone jock god, shoving every last wizard into a locker until they crowned him king.
But huge, frightening pectorals on a tiny, screaming goblin child weren't enough on its own. He needed something powerful enough to shut down his opponent's magic.
He needed the 5-leaf clover grimoire.
Essentially a book of spells, a grimoire will choose its user and float beside their wielder at all times.
And Asta was lucky enough to receive the Uno reverse card of grimoires. The 5-leaf clover can harness the power of anti-magic, which will literally nullify the effects of other magic spells, almost like wizard kryptonite. Let the locker stuffing commence.
Oh,
Get
make it the man's dirty. I gotta keep carry on, bro. That show's getting fired. Oh, bro, why'd I just stop there, man?
It wasn't long before Asta was accepted into one of the 9 squads of Clover Kingdom's Magic Knights, the Black Bulls, filled with lazy drunkards, antisocial otakus, and literal sociopaths.
my kind of people. Mostly. But much like with Asta, you shouldn't judge a grimoire by its cover. And soon they were all working together and kicking ass like a family should.
Asta harnesses the power of anti-magic by summoning swords imbued with it from the grimoire. Normally, these swords would quickly drain the mana from anyone foolish enough to wield them, but Asta does not have any mana, turning his greatest weakness into a one-of-a-kind strength.
He's got his classic Demon Slayer, an enormous greatsword which cuts through spells with its edge and deflects them with its
That's what
flat.
it's called.
Or the Demon Dweller, which can also absorb and copy magic, then toss it right back to sender.
I think my personal favorite is the more complex Demon Destroyer, which severs the relationship between a spell's cause and effect, countering the effects of its magic. This could result in anything from healing a village that was inflicted with poison to preventing reincarnation.
Yeah, okay, some of these can get a little heady. I personally prefer keeping it simple, like using anti-magic.
Bro, I hate this design of Asta, bro. When I see clips of this guy buff as shit, like, why? Bro, it's just so weird.
Telekinesis to surf on your sword through the sky.
It makes sense, but still, this is ew, bro. What the fuck?
It's worth noting that these swords are made specifically for countering magical attacks and sources of mana. The swords will act as though blunted when striking non-magical foes, more akin to giant clubs than actual blades. Not entirely inconsistent with real-life greatswords.
But none of that's even close to as cool as his deadliest sword, the Demon Slasher, a katana as black as the pits of hell and twice as badass.
This one actually does cut like a sword, but it's complicated. It lets Asta actually select what he does and does not want to cut, only affecting his target while leaving anything else unharmed.
Okay, at this point, isn't that just magic?
Magic with a loophole.
And he's studied the blade long enough to become a master swordsman to boot. Not in the real life sense, in the anime sense.
He can spin himself like a tornado to deflect magic spells, thrust forward at top speed like a charging bull, launch a barrage of anti-magic projectiles, and even channel anti-magic into his swords to vastly increase their size.
Well, while he may be no good with mana, he has learned to detect ki. Because of course.
The life force existing in all things. Asta can detect hidden opponents and even predict their movements ahead of time, as long as he's fast enough to react.
With such crazy powers, Asta was taking on threats like the Eye of the Midnight Sun, the Devil Zagrid, and the Dark Triad. So many nerds, never enough lockers. Too bad for Asta though, he had one serious inner demon.
Literally, housed within the five-leaf clover grimoire was Liba, a demon exiled from hell for completely lacking magical powers, and who just so happened to get adopted by Asta's mother.
Until he got possessed by a different demon and killed her. Vowing vengeance on all demon kind, Liba manifested anti-magic from his hatred as a way to kick their asses, which gave him and Asta a lot of common ground.
Ah, the spoilers, bro. What? Oh my days. I did this to myself.
Despite the whole, mom murder thing.
In fact, the two became true brothers and formed an unstoppable duo. Liba can actually fully merge with Asta for a massive power boost that lasts up to 5 minutes, at the cost of leaving Asta nearly powerless for the next half hour.
Come on, I want it. Yeah, I mean, I'll take it.
I'm noticing a lot of Dragon Ball inspiration. I'm reaching. I don't know, man. I'm sorry. It's just ever since the whole key part and then fusing, won't be able to use it again for 30 minutes. I don't know, man. Sounds a lot. Sounds similar to Metamorph Fusion with
If I get to be strong enough to slice buildings to pieces, obliterate huge chunks of earth, and tear the most powerful demons apart, give me the goddamn book.
I'm the book boy, okay? Even characters earlier in the series like Patoli had magic capable of completely vaporizing the entire Clover Kingdom in a single attack. And demons that Asta has fought since then like Dante and Lucifero are leagues stronger.
Hell, screw all these demon forms and anti-magic powers. Asta's body is so incredibly well trained, he dodged a beam of light while sleeping. As in, he was asleep, and the force of his sneeze pushed his head out of the way of a beam of light. Light speed sneezes, everyone!
And despite his headstrong
despite being magical, lights passing clinical bars.
and irritating personality,
AKA screaming at the top of his lungs as often as possible.
Asta is an intelligent fighter who has leveraged his skill against far more experienced foes.
But he wouldn't be anywhere without the ragtag band of deviants he calls friends. With them at his side, there's no way he won't climb the ranks to take the Wizard King's throne, especially with Yuno pushing them both to get stronger.
Unlike other classic shonen rivalries, this one isn't tainted by antagonism. They truly want what's best for each other.
Yes, this is why I love this duo too. I'm sorry for pausing, but this is why when I saw this, it was just different. There's no, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna surprise you, I hate you, I'm fucking emo, or oh, you're a good for nothing schmuck, bro. They're like they're actually want what's best for each other. They're still competing, but they still like want what's best for each other. It's not like a selfish thing. It's just I love it, man.
even if they're competing for the same throne.
Yuno's gonna need all the luck he can get.
Why do I have a feeling that they're gonna fight for the throne and like eventually like kill each other? But it shouldn't happen. But they should not.
Because even if Asta never gets mana of his own, his true magic is never given up.
It's still gotta be Asta. It has still gotta be Asta. I feel like they didn't do all of it because I could have sworn Asta has greater feats, like especially the time when it was him and and also because I've seen like it was him and fighting some guy. They were like there's a lot was fucking going on, and also him and Yami fighting another guy. And hey, bro, that's I'm just basing it off the information I was given. And I feel like I low-key want Asta to win, if I'm being honest.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death battle!
Give it up for our 26th World Martial
Sword that big? He's gotta be crazy strong. I'm gonna have to rely on more than just my power to take him down.
Deku! And the Black Bull Magic Knight, Asta!
Just gotta hit him really hard. Man, this guy can give even Luck a run for his money.
He should be able to react. You know, I'm gonna save my thoughts. Okay.
Aren't swords supposed to be sharp? His speed isn't slowed by his sword's weight at all. Gotta hamper his movements and get that book out of his hands. Huh? He found me! Now it's my turn!
Wait! Are you not using magic? What kind of magic emperor would I be if I can't beat a guy like this? Detroit Smash! Huh? Detroit Smash! Detroit Smash! Detroit I don't know what Detroit is, but I've had enough of it. I'm ending this quick! Hit me with all you've got, because I'm never going down!
How is Deku keeping up with Asta? But alright, whatever.
No use not going all out anymore. I just gotta hit him really hard. You wanted my best? Here it is! 1,000,000,000%! One Ultra! I did it!
Take that, Detroit.
For our final round, as Asta takes on last year's reigning champion, Mr.
Wait, Mr.
Satan!
They got Mr. Satan in the mix. Yay! Oh, let's go. Let's fucking go. I'm not gonna lie, bro. As soon as he went like 1,000,000%, I was like, no, they're not about to pull this. But you know, shout out Mr. Satan. At least he got us the W.
Poor Deku. He tried his best, but Asta just shoved him into that great big locker in the sky.
Both Deku and Asta were fairly evenly matched melee fighters without any specific abilities to give one an easy edge over the other.
Oh yeah, oh fuck, I was thinking about something. I thought they were gonna use the argument of, well, since Deku isn't a magic user, there's nothing that Asta can't. Bro, Asta can still max you out even though you don't have magic.
Though, to be fair, the variety of quirks Deku inherited from past users of One For All did make him more versatile and unpredictable.
Plus, quirks are biological mutations, not
Yeah,
connected
they're not
to
magic.
some supernatural energy source like mana. So Asta's anti-magic powers were basically useless here.
And Deku was generally a smarter and more tactical fighter, but against Asta's incredible might, this time brawn beat brains.
Let's crunch some numbers! Deku's greatest feat of strength was splitting that enormous cloud formation with Bakugo.
By measuring the size of the island and comparing it to the clouds above, we can determine they dispersed over 63 trillion kilograms of water.
That's the weight of the Great Pyramid of Giza. 12,000 of them!
And required an energy of nearly 80 teratons of TNT per
I gotta check.
Let's compare that to Asta. But Toli's spell was going to be strong enough to vaporize a country the size of the Clover Kingdom.
We can use this map from the manga to estimate the size of Clover Kingdom to be about 500 kilometers in diameter, about half the length of Great Britain. Vaporizing a country of that size would require an energy of over 480 teratons of TNT.
Hold up, I'm sorry, I just wanna check something. There's something I've been. Okay, that's yeah, fuck.
Over 6 times greater than Deku's punch.
While Asta uses anti-magic, it isn't an automatic counter. It needs to be
More tactical, wider range, slower. Yeah, I was about to say, how I was wondering why I could keep up with Asta. Yup, swords, punches, and kicks. That's crazy. Basically, strong, yeah, faster, yada yada. And wow, okay.
comparable in strength to the spell it's combating. And Asta's gotten way stronger since.
Asta was also quicker. Sure, scaling to Shigaraki would give Deku roughly light speed reaction time.
But Asta could dodge light in his sleep, and that's his base form, even before transforming with Lipa to get way faster.
And since Deku and Asta's precognitive abilities more or less matched each other, it was only a matter of time before Asta simply overwhelmed him.
Especially since Deku has struggled in the past against faster opponents. Sure, Deku was smarter, but if he literally didn't have enough time to come up with a plan of attack before getting hammered, his brains were wasted.
Deku's tactical brilliance and harem-scarum tenacity definitely gave his opponent a run for his money, but Asta's raw power, blinding speed, and deadlier weaponry spelled the end for All Might's pupil.
Deku gave it his all, and I wish he had won. Hasta la vista.
The winner is Asta.
Yeah, I'm guessing that's about it. I think after this, they're gonna show us the trailer for Gogeta versus Vegito. If you haven't seen it already, check that out. Should I put the thingamajig? I'm not sure if I'm gonna put the thingamajig, but maybe if I do, you already know. But yeah, man, I'm not really mad at that. I'm not upset at that because thing is, when this dropped, I saw people on for some reason, people who didn't react to this were reacting to it, even though the clear-cut winner was Asta. So low-key, I was a little scared that Deku would have won, if I'm being honest. I was like, ain't no way they would pull such a move. Just the same way Vegito and Gogeta was happening. A lot of people were reacting to it. When it's like, why are you reacting to it when we already know who the winner is? But then again, that's a different story compared to this. But overall, I'm happy with how this ended. So yeah, man. With that, oh yeah, the one do wonder. I'm gonna put up a poll because I gotta either Jujutsu Kaisen, side One Punch, either react to Jujutsu Kaisen, One Punch Man. Should I put I'm gonna put Black Clover or My Hero, and then I'm gonna see from there. But yeah, man. With that, say if you enjoyed the video, like, comment, share, subscribe. Let me know which video to check out next. And I'm gonna do this, but for now, I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all. So see ya.